Hey guys, my name is SwiftyQ. I'm or Ghost Lantern, as you guys remember me as, because I changed my username recently, and I did not tell you guys. I am so sorry about that. I was going to. I promise that was a thing that was going to happen. I'm just lazy. What? Anyway, the really nice people at HUION decided to send me a tablet as long as I did a review on it, so I'm super excited to show you guys this really cool tablet that I got. And I've been wanting a tablet for my desktop for a while now, mainly because as much as I love my display screen laptop that I flip around, like I flip it around and then I hold it like a tablet, which is neat and everything, but there's complications with it. There's the fact that my hands gets in the way. There's a lot of the times when I'm in the middle of drawing something, I'll either accidentally erase like an entire layer because my hand touched the screen, or lots of other things. It's mainly in Flash. Looking at you, Flash, you piece of shit! Okay, but I'm super excited to unbox this for you guys. Whoops. I didn't drop anything important, I promise. Oh, unless you count the thank you card important. So, when you first open up the box, it looks like this, which is really cool. For physical references, I'm going to be using my Wacom Intuos, and I'm also going to be using my Wacom Bamboo Splash, which is my tablets that I've been using my whole life. My Wacom Intuos looks really cute. It is really nice and handy dandy. The back of it is not so pretty. Oops. I've had this thing for like 4 years, so that's why it looks as damaged as it does. I also accidentally ripped out the charging port in it. Ha! That's a thing that happens! So no, it doesn't work at all. When you first open it up, there's this cute little card. And you can't see it because the sun is like blinding it, and it also looks like I'm filming out of a potato because this is the only thing I've got right now. So, oops, you win some, you lose some. You gotta make sacrifices. You want good content, then you gotta have crappy camera. I promise this is good content. It's probably gonna be filled with memes or whatever because I'm a dork. But it starts off with this card. It says, "Thank you for choosing HUION." HUION. It's HUION, I think. HUION. I probably butchered the name, and I'm so sorry. But when you open up the card, it says, "Thank you for choosing HUION. Our goal is for you to be 100% happy with your new HUION product. If you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we shall be glad to help you in every way possible." And then it links some things, as well as has this cute little lion too. Look at that!
Don't forget, your clothes are still in the washing machine. They've been in there for 3 days.
The washing machine?
Yes, the thing we use to wash our clothes.
Yeah, no, but I thought I moved them to the drain.
No. Unless you did it last night after I went to bed.
I'll look at it. I'll get them out.
Okay, they'll need to be rewashed.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure you handle that because I need to wash clothes. And they can wash clothes till you do something.
Yes, sir. Cut that out.
Almost 6.
Yeah. We'll edit that out. Other than the card, which you get, there's also bangs. Okay, I love the noise this thing makes. But it's like a disc, but it's not really, and it tells you where to get the driver manuals, but in a bunch of different languages. That's pretty fun. Now, when it comes to the tablet itself, that sounded so nice. It's got a really beautiful design, like gorgeous. It's got keys on the side right here, which is a lot better than the Bamboo Splash that I got. It's also cheaper than the bamboo splash, because when I purchased the splash, which I don't think is available for purchase anymore, I'm not sure, I got it for $60. This one was only $50. It has this lock and unlock button. I'm not quite sure what that does yet, but I will explain as soon as I figure that out in the speed paint. Oh man, that design though. It's so beautiful. Oh, it's so gorgeous. It's also got pad sliders, so that way it locks in place on whatever surface you're on, so it doesn't slide around whenever you're drawing on it, which is really helpful. It's got this cool little booklet that has a lot of things in different languages, and I should stop talking like this. It's got a bunch of different stuff in different languages, so that way you can, figure stuff out. For the pen, it's got this really cool thing that you can't see my eye through, but I can see your camera. It's basically a pen stand, which is super duper helpful. It's also it shows you how to get the pen nubs out. It also includes instructions on the bottom. The beautifulness. This pen, I've got a lot of things to say about this pen. It is sleek, it's got a beautiful design, it's got a really nice cushioning area, which is something that Wacom pens do not have, and I often had raw fingers from drawing so much with their pens. This has clickerness, that's how you say that. This, which Wacom pens do have, but this is such an elegant design that it looks so nice, and it looks like a calligraphy pen, to be honest. Like, I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that it looks similar to a calligraphy pen for those that have these. But it goes in the stand like that. And for when you are temporarily getting up and you don't really want to put the pen away, you can do that. It's just convenient, really convenient. It's really nice as a pen stand, honestly. That's a really nice pen stand. Hallelujah, look at the length of this cord. Okay, this cord stretches about as far as my arms do. And let me tell you something. Why'd you get stuck in my ponytail? Okay. As an animator, I've had a severe struggle with short cords. Corporate always sends you tiny cords, like about yay big, thinking that you can animate with that stuff. No, as an artist, not everyone animates on a laptop. I animate on a laptop, but I'm trying to convert to a desktop, which is part of the reason why I'm glad I have this tablet. This will always be better because the cord is long. I just hit myself in the face with it. The cord is long, so it provides, room to do things, room to move the tablet without having to unplug it or accidentally doing something stupid with it. Because, it's so, long cords are a blessing among God. They're gorgeous. They're wonderful. They're great. I love them so much. Long cords. And another convenient thing about these cords, they are Samsung chargers at the same time. So if you either happen to have an Android device or you end up losing your cord somehow, you've got a backup. You can easily get a backup if you have a Samsung phone. If you have an Apple phone, you're screwed! Well, let's redo that again. If you have an Apple phone, you're screwed! So it's great. It's great. It's great. I like long pens. So, I'm really happy with how it looks physique-wise. Mainly because it's definitely got the size of a bamboo splash. However, it's a lot thinner, which is very convenient. It has this padding sliders. It's got the really nice keys. And I just can't wait to try it overall because I think it would definitely be really cool to give it a chance.
Starting with the unboxing, first it comes with this lovely thank you note with some excellent art and thank you for just buying the tablet itself. And then next is a little installation guide to tell you where to install the driver, which I think is a nice touch rather than giving you a CD to install it with, since most computers these days don't come with CD drives. Next we have the tablet. It's not too big, not too small. You can see the button mappings on the side that you can program for each software that you use, a little lock switch on the side, and you can see the markings for the display area that correlates with your computer screen. Next, we have the pen, gray with 2 buttons, very nice. Next is the plug-in where you attach it to your computer via USB. And then the pen stand. On the bottom, it has the little tool that you use to change the pen tip, which is cool. And then it goes in pen side first, like that. And then last but not least is the instruction manual with all sorts of different languages. Okay, so I'm going to start with some pros and cons of the HUION tablet. Pros for the device, first of all, it installs really easily. I've always been a fan of online drivers. I use those for my Wacom tablet as well, rather than turning around the CD. Really the last thing I need is another CD clogging up my space, seeing as my new computer doesn't even have a CD drive, so I couldn't even use it if I wanted to. So just having a little instruction guide to looking up the driver is probably a better call than giving people CDs, especially for such a small tablet. The other part that I really like is that you don't have to charge the pen. I know with my Wacom, the Cintiq pen doesn't need to be charged, but I see other people doing reviews of HUION tablets and their pens all need to be charged, and I'm just really glad that this particular model doesn't need that. The other thing that's kind of a small thing, but it really makes a big difference, is that the plug plugs sturdily into the side of the tablet. With my current Wacom, the plug is just kind of loose, and it always makes me nervous that it's about to break. So the fact that the plug plugs tightly into the plug that it's supposed to go in just gives me peace of mind. Another really good quality is that it's got really specific pen pressure. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but I was really pleased when I was in my inking stage to see how I could make really thick lines and then also make really thin lines. And it sounds really simple, but with a lot of tablets, it's not quite like that. But the line quality was really nice. I was expecting to sort of get this tablet and not ever use it, but I think for the actual inking stage, it's better than my Wacom tablet. It's hard to describe the pen pressure of it. That's one of the largest selling points of HUION tablets, is that they boast about having all these different layers of pen pressure. I'd say probably one of the best qualities of getting this particular model of HUION tablet, or many HUION tablets as I've seen other people's reviews, is that the price is much, much lower than Wacom or any of its other competitors. My current tablet that I've been comparing this to was $200, and this one is about $50. And so just the fact that I can even compare the two in the first place really goes to show that the quality of the tablet I'm doing for this review is of a very similar quality to the one that I got that's very expensive. And I think that's a really strong point, especially since I know a lot of beginners watch my channel, and so I think this would be a really good tablet to start with in a lot of ways. But on the other hand, there's also some cons that I think beginners should be aware of. First of all, even though the pen pressure is a really quality, it's a pro, but it's also a con, because this is definitely not a tablet that's love at first stroke. You have to mess with the pen pressure when you first get it, and it has a little box where you can test the stroke, but the strokes that appear in that box don't line up to the strokes that appeared when I was trying to draw in Photoshop. Just be aware that if you try and plug it in and use it right away, what you see at first is probably not going to be the settings you use the whole time. You're going to have to mess with it. And if you don't really know what type of pen pressure works the best for you, it could be an extra challenge if you don't know what you're looking for. Another problem I had when I was testing out this tablet was that it was a little bit laggy. I would move the cursor and you would just see the icon for the brush just hanging back a little bit. And it never really affected my drawing quality, but it is something to be aware of. What was kind of inconvenient was that when I was trying to use Gaussian blur, which I use constantly in Photoshop, the previews for the blur would be very, very slow to preview. And it was definitely the tablet, because I ended up having to unplug the tablet whenever I wanted to do Gaussian blur so that the previews would come up quickly. And you can probably see that a couple times in this speed paint as it goes. Not that you can tell whether I'm unplugging it or not, but I do use Gaussian blur a lot in this piece. The other gripes I have with this tablet is the pen, which is not really a fair comparison because the Cintiq pen that I use regularly is about a $75 pen, so it can't really compare to this pen that came with this tablet. that's around $50. But still, habit is a terrible beast to fight, and so the pen not having an eraser on the end was a little bit of a struggle, since I kept having the habit to flip around my pen to erase, but remind myself that it doesn't have that functionality. And the shape is a little bit weird. I know that's kind of personal preference when it comes to the shape of your pen, but it's worth noting. But the other thing that was really frustrating about this pen was that you can keybind the 2 buttons on the pen. So I put the top button to be right click and the bottom button to be scrolling across the canvas. But there's like a third option, which I'm not sure how to change, where you press like the middle or something, and it switches your brush. And, you know, the pen is right where your fingers are, because it has to be convenient to click the buttons you actually want to click. But it ended up, while I was painting a lot, I would click the button without realizing it, and it would switch to eraser when I'm in the middle of doing my stroke, or some other pen tool. And then I'd have to pause and re-click it and redraw whatever it was I erased. And I know it's probably a setting that you can change. It was just really inconvenient to have that in the middle. Another thing for the button on the pen is that sometimes it just wouldn't work. And I'm not sure if that's like a hardware issue or a driver issue or anything, but I would try to right click or press the middle button or scroll and it just wouldn't respond. And it wasn't really a big deal because whenever I draw I still have my hand on the keyboard, so I could press space or right click or anything like that. But it was just weird, and it didn't seem to have much correlation, like it would just start working again later. Another small thing that the tablet was a little bit frustrating with is that I think you have to program the buttons, the keybound buttons on the side of the tablet for each specific program you want to use. So I set one of the buttons to Control Z, and when I opened up Photoshop, that button didn't work for Control Z. I know it's just a small thing that I could fix easily. Another thing involving pen pressure is that when I finally set the pen pressure to what I wanted it to be, which took like half an hour, it still didn't seem to be very good for sketching. And anyone who knows me as an artist knows that I'm a very sketchy drawer, where I start really light and then I build up with a thicker line weight as I get more to the final drawing. And so the issues with pen pressure was really keeping me from sketching in the way that I usually do. So I think if I continue to use this tablet regularly, I'll probably sketch with my Wacom tablet and then move on to inking with this tablet where it really shines strongly. All in all, I think this tablet is a really strong contender if you're just starting out and you're looking for a tablet that's not too expensive but still has a professional quality. All in all, even with its flaws, I think this tablet is a really quality product. The fact that, I said before, that the fact that it can even hold a candle to my $200 Wacom tablet speaks volumes for its quality. And if you're first starting out, it's an excellent tablet to invest in because it'll give you the high quality pen pressure and easy install. And every person is different. Some of the cons that really bugged me could just be from me being so used to my old tablets before, and they wouldn't even be an issue for someone who's coming in fresh. Thanks so much for listening to my review of the HUION H950P Inspiroy tablet. I hope that it was useful to you, and if you decide to try out this tablet, I hope it serves you very well. Bye!
this is what my package looked like when I first got it. It was already open. And what's missing out of here is my writer's designer glove.